a really horrific story. And there's a guy called Colin Caldwell who lives on the Sunshine Coast, coincidentally, with me, and he and his wife both working traffic management, and his wife got hit and killed. Another one is Peter Fraser. He's out of New South Wales but lost his daughter straight out of uni on the side of the road. It wasn't until that study in 2022 came along through Austroads, which is an association of all the roads authorities, that pulled together data from all the states, police, work health and safety, all of that. And so yes, it kind of validated what the anecdotal evidence was, that it's almost every day, right? If you add that up, it's almost every day. That's 18 deaths, 250 majors, 350 odd minors. That's more than one a day of an incident on a road work with a road person doing their job every day. We still don't have, up until now, a device, a practical barrier device that a work crew anywhere could just take with them and deploy quickly and easily. It needed a whole raft of, particularly engineering experience. And then you need to think about, not only do I need to work, but I need to be able to manufacture it, right? You know, it needs to be profitable, it needs to be efficient, all of that. And we want to do it here in Australia if we can. How do we do that cost effectively? All of these kinds of questions was where the Arm Hub then came in. I got the introduction, and it was probably twofold. It was one, absolutely on the engineering and thinking about production side, and secondly was this space. You know, it's been brilliant for someone like me who is in a high risk R&D phase, in that it's to put a barrier on the road, you have to go through the crash testing and get approval. If you don't do that, you don't have a product. So it's an all or nothing scenario. It's not like you can minimum viable product and get it out there. You've got to go all the way, test it in full, and make sure it's safe for obvious reasons, and then you can start producing and selling it. But I think we'd been very focused on the crash tests, obviously, at that point of view, and making sure it'd be roadworthy, but we hadn't really focused on production at all, or manufacturing, right? You know, and obviously the Arm Hub's world is manufacturing, really, and leading into manufacturing. So I think it was, you know, I'm simplifying and saying it was a review, but you know, there was a lot of detail then, and I guess it was more than just saying, think about this. It probably changed our perspective a little bit, you know, on designing, and we started designing with manufacturing or redesigning parts. As we were doing that anyway, it brought that lens, if you like, and that focus and that rigor around, is this going to work from a manufacturing point of view? So the crash bit you see behind you, which is after a Dodge Ram at 100 kilometres an hour front on, that can be just unbolted from within in the main body of the trailer, and it just comes off. So the idea being that yes, if it does get hit, you can take it back, get inspected, make sure the welds, etc. are okay, and then replace the cassette and have it back working again, protecting road workers within 2 weeks, not something that takes 2 or 3 months. We built the first one, handed it over a couple of weeks ago, and now they're putting it on the road. If you're asking me about how would I characterise the Arm Hub support and that, it's support over the journey. It's not a point in time thing for me, and I think that's been the real value.